my friends, welcome back to the channel. Hitchhiking Yeti here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to take a little stroll down Sunset Beach toward the jetty, which is the jetty kind of separates Sunset Beach and I think the New River Inlet, if I remember right. Pretty cool. There's a mailbox down there. It's called the Kindred Spirit mailbox. It's been around for years and years and years. People walks down there. There's a notepad, pen and paper on the inside. You can write down your thoughts, share with the world. They used to archive them. I don't know if they still do that. I know they used to take the notebooks out every so often, and they would actually archive them. I think they would keep them up in Wilmington at the Cape Fear Museum. So kind of cool. Your thoughts being, you know, kind of frozen in time from that very moment. You know, pretty neat. But also another reason why I showed up today is because if you pass the Kindred Spirit mailbox, there is a shipwreck that is visible during low tide down there. Is an old shrimp boat. I'm into like shipwrecks. I like them. I don't know what it is about it. I just think it's really cool to see shipwrecks. We're going to go down there and see if we can see it. I've never walked all the way to the jetty before, so if nothing else, at least I can go down and touch the rocks and say, hey, I've done that before. It'd be kind of cool. Thank you so much for joining me today. I think it's going to be a fun little walk. It's very breezy out here, warm, but it feels pretty good. It brought me a hat too, just in case I need to keep some of this sun. It's like a partly cloudy day, so the sun kind of comes and goes. But all in all, should be a good walk. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this little Sunset Beach walk. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's begin, my friends. So something that's really cool about Sunset Beach that I really do enjoy, not only is it a small like coastal community without a lot of like hotels and stuff, you know, it's mainly just homes here, but at low tide you get these tide pools. As you see, you can just go hang out in them and cool off. It's great for children, you know, because it's really safe to be in a tide pool compared to that ocean out there. That ocean, all kinds of stuff's out there, the waves and everything, but tide pools, a lot of them can be kind of deep and you can actually hang out in them and you know, splash around, stay cool. It's really neat. We don't ever get stuff like that at Carolina Beach. For whatever reason, Sunset Beach is an awesome beach when it comes to seeing a lot of these like tide pools like you see right here behind me. And a lot of times as we move further down the beach toward the mailbox, it will be more prominent. You will see even more of them, and even the ones down there, I've seen them before where they're so deep you will actually see fish swimming around in them. So it's kind of a funny story. It's about 5 or 6 years ago, me and my wife, we used to come down here every year and do this walk at least once a year, normally in the spring or the fall, normally in the spring. But I was down there and actually seen a beautiful flounder in a tide pool. It was so freaking cool. And which, if you know, it'd been great. You could just went over there and grabbed him and took him home, you know. But I mean, you can't do that now because, you know, North Carolina has this law where we can't fish for flounder. You can go over this state line, which is a few miles away, and you can fish for flounder all you want in South Carolina. But in these waters here, these oceans must not be connected. So, you know, over here we can't, but over there you can do all you want. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm still kind of ticked about that. I just do not understand that. But anyway, tide pools are very prevalent on this stretch of beach, which I think is pretty awesome. Speaking of tide pools, right here's a big tide pool right here. These people are up here laying in, splashing around in, but look, they made a dam where the water can't, you know, retreat back to the ocean. It's like, yeah, we got a tide pool and it's all ours for the next 5 or 6 hours. Something else I'm noticing while I'm walking is just look at all the seaweed that is on the shores here. There's a lot of seaweed out here. And I noticed this morning while I was swimming at Curie Beach, North Carolina, I was doing some swimming this morning, getting a little exercise, and I noticed we had quite a bit of seaweed in our water, but we didn't have a lot of it washed up on the beach like this. So, man, they must have a lot more seaweed going on down there. Maybe it's just not got far enough to the north to where Curie and Carolina Beach is to actually have all this stuff just you know, washed up on the beach like this. But just thought I would just point that out, because this is definitely not a normality. You don't normally come here and see this much seaweed washed up on the shore here at sunset. Something else I'd like to point out as we walk further toward the North Carolina South Carolina border, as you can see how many people is down here toward the pier. That's where all the free parking is located, and all the home fronts and stuff. You can see it's pretty thick down there. We walked through a lot of people. I tried to get out of most of those people before I really started filming very much, but because we are at a beach and everything, try to be respectful. But as you see right here in this area especially, this is all just sand dunes. I think this right here, this area is kind of where Bird Island starts. It is a bird sanctuary, as these pelicans are just cruising along there. See those pelicans right there? That is so awesome. But yeah, this is a Bird Island area, and it is just a bird sanctuary, and there ain't no kind of buildings or houses or anything like that down this way. It is all desolate and very much just nature, and it is a great place to come like ride a bicycle, because as you see, the sand here is much different. It's a very like packed down, man. I mean, it's like almost like pavement. So it's very easy to walk on and pedal the bicycle on. And I even, to be honest with you, back a while back, I kind of thought to myself, like, man, it'd be kind of cool to bring my scooter down here. It's electric powered and just wide open. You know, I don't know, my scooter might go 20 to 24 miles an hour, depending on, I guess, if it's fully charged or how much I ate the night before. But yeah, man, just rip it. Just get out there and just fly. And you can be down there in no time and look at some stuff, and then come back, load it up in the truck, head on back to Wilmington. But yeah, that was a thought of mine. And if I didn't have family with me, like this time, there's actually my niece and nephew is hanging out a little bit this weekend, and we're trying to show them some fun and show them some new things they've never seen before. And boy, they didn't know what they was bargaining for today when they see this walk, how far it is down there to that mailbox. You know, we walked all this way for a mailbox? I'm like, yeah, man. Now, sign your name before you walk back, you know, just to prove you was here. But anyway, just a fun little adventure. I don't know if they knew what they was getting themselves into when they agreed to come. But they did it, and I'm sure we'll have a good time. But maybe in the future, when I come back, maybe we will bring the scooters. And what the heck is this? Look at that. Like a coconut or a pineapple? What is that? Yeah, man, look at that. Here, maybe someone brought one down and thought they was going to have a tropical moment and tear into it, drink the water out of it, or the coconut milk, whatever. But it didn't work out. I don't know. But yeah, just sitting there on the beach like that. That was so bizarre. Oh yeah, check him out. He's on his scooter. Yeah, that's what I want to do right there. That's it. Don't that look fun? See, that's the way to travel. I'm digging that. All right, we're making some good ground. As you can see, there's not really anything going on behind me. And in front of me, that is my wife, niece, and nephew right there. But I do want to kind of show you something that's cool. I don't remember this in the past. I don't know if this is something fairly new, but they have this post right here. As you know, there's no lifeguards or anything like that down here in this area, but they have a life-saving mechanism, a flotation device right there on that pole. So if you really needed to help somebody, if they was in distress out here in the ocean, got in trouble, at least you have something to try to help them with. Which I always wondered at when I used to come back, when I would walk down here in the past, I would see people bring their chairs. I guess they would ride down on maybe on their bicycles or something, and they would just kind of camp out for the day. You know, might have a small cooler with some drinks in it, a few snacks. Maybe they come down here for like 3 or 4 hours. And then they would lay out in the sun and then go out here in the ocean, take a little swim and cool off. And I always wonder, like, hey man, if something ever happened, or if you need medical attention for whatever reason, you know, especially if you was like in distress in the ocean, more or less, what would you do? You know, so at least now you have something. If you're in trouble in the ocean, there's somebody down there who can help you. At least they got a flotation device of some type to take out there and try to give you a little aid. I always wondered about that. I always think about stuff like that, especially here, because just look at it, man. It's like in Star Wars. That wind's blowing my hat around. It'll choke me out there. Oh heck, I see something coming up. That looks like a turtle nest up against this bank up here. We're gonna have to scurry up that way and take a look at that. All right, we were just walking along the water down there, and I've made my way now up here to this big old sand dune. Look how tall they are. When I say they're tall, they are very, very tall sand dunes. But right here is, looks like we have us a turtle nest. Pretty cool. North Carolina Sea Turtle Nest Protection Program. There it is. Really awesome. I would love to see one of these things hatch. I always miss it. I always miss it. Who knows? Maybe this fall, when it becomes August into September, maybe I get lucky. And we got a few nests I found back at Carolina Beach and the Curie Beach area. Have to see if I can stay on top of that and take little beach walks more regularly that time of year, or we can maybe get it on camera, man. Watch the hatchlings. I'm gonna tell you something right now. The hatchlings, man, when they hatch from there, they got a long walk back to that ocean. At Carolina Beach, it ain't too bad. Might be half as wide as this, you know, maybe. But this is a pretty wide beach right here. Those little guys are going to be tuckered out time they get in the water. All right, a little guesstimation going on right now, but I want to give you kind of an idea. We are probably roughly about halfway at this point in time. So we're going to zoom in on the Sunset Beach Pier. You can see how far we've came now. There's the pier. Then we zoom out, and then I'm going to slowly pan around, and I don't even see the jetty. We still have a long way to go, my friends. We're going to zoom down through there. You might can see it a little bit way down yonder, but yeah, we're going to keep booking. Just giving you a little, just checking in with you to give you an idea how far walk this is. We've been humping pretty good for the last 15 minutes. Well, check this out. Right here is a piece of a sand dollar. There you go. A little carcass of a sand dollar that was washed up here. You'll find it's so weird today. I'm not seeing hardly anything. This is all I found so far. But as I've been walking down the beach, it's just clean. It's like somebody came out here and just removed all the seashells. They're all gone. Can't find anything. My wife, they was just talking about that. My niece and them was like, buy some cool shells, you know, to take home. Don't look like they don't have any luck. As I'm sitting here watching these pelicans just fly down the beach, I noticed this poor little tree right here. Looks like Jack Skellington's arm protruding out of that sand dune. That's so weird. Just like a dead tree that's right there. I wonder what kind of tree that was at one point. But I know one thing, I ain't finding anything as far as life out here. I'm finding these awesome looking tide pools, but there is no wildlife in them today at all. All right, good news, good news, good news, as Roscoe Pico Train would say. I think that sounds like good news, like we're talking to boss. Right up there is the Kindred Spirit mailbox. Walk up there and take a look at it, and maybe sign her name to it or something. So wow, look at that. Look at that big old flock of pelicans. That's why they call this Bird Island. Holy crap, man, that's awesome. That's some big, magnificent birds right there. All right, my Friends, we have made it up here on top of the dune. As you can see right here in front of me is the Kindred Spirit mailbox. Pretty cool. They have a few places up here to set where you can, you know, write your life story in that thing. And it's actually got a little inscription right there. It says Kindred Spirit on it. So let's take a little walk up here and check out the view. I'm going to tell you something. It's been a minute since I have been here at this mailbox, and it's changed quite a bit. I don't remember this being up this tall. Like, it feels like it used to be an easier walk. That's a pretty good little hill to climb up here. Got a beautiful view though. But this is all it is to it, man. You come up here and you got the mailbox. Everybody pulls this down and you got your notepad, and they got some ink pens and things like that on the inside. And I hope that door just stays shut. And they got a little memorial right here. And this here is about Frank Nesmith. And he is actually a co-founder of the Kindred Spirit mailbox here on Bird Island. And unfortunately, he passed away on July 16th, 2020. But I think it's cool that they made this little memorial up here for him. One of the co-founders, really cool. Very prominent figure here in the area. I read some other stuff about him in the past. Matter of fact, he knew so much about Bird Island and was so responsible for this area. I know people asked him, you know, years ago, did he know about this shipwreck we're going to go see today? And he's like, heck yeah, man, I know all about it. And he was actually one of the people that come down here with someone else who wanted the propeller off the motor, and they actually took some shovels and dug out the propeller and uninstalled it, and that person, they kept the propeller for themselves. I read that online. Don't know if that's true or not, but it's a really good story. So I thought I would share that with you, because you know what, why not? It makes a good story, and I believe it happened. I noticed it. I think I read that same story on quite a few websites, so really cool. So all that being said, I showed you the mailbox, and right there it is. If you're ever in the area and you want to walk a lot, you can come check out this mailbox. All right, enough time spent here. We're going to move on, but oh wait, before we move on, there's one more thing I got to show you before we leave. Look at this view. So this right here, you can see all these boats docked out here on the backside of Bird Island. So this is the Little River Inlet area. So that is like South Carolina you're looking at. And if I zoom in some more, you can actually see Myrtle Beach, or North Myrtle Beach, the hotels. That's how close you are when you're here at the Kindred Spirit mailbox. So yeah, that's North Myrtle Beach right there, Cherry Grove, all that good stuff. All right, now for real, let's keep on moving. Go see if we can go down there and see this shipwreck. All right, so long, Kindred Spirit mailbox. I did notice one thing different. They used to have a flagpole up there, had the American flag. It was like kind of sticking up behind it, which made it a little bit easier to find when you was like far off. You could just search for that American flag off in the distance and you knew where it is. But it's been gone for quite a few years now, but I hope at some point in time somebody decides to replace that, because that was a good beacon to kind of help you keep your confidence up as you move closer. Alrighty. I made it all the way down here to this jetty, and right here is Little River, and right off in the distance, as you can see, some buildings, some of the skyline of Myrtle Beach. But there's one problem with this. I don't see remnants of any kind of shipwreckage at all, and that's just right along the water's edge. I'm gonna walk down there and check that out. Friends, I have made it about as far as I can go, and I got some good news. This nice lady right here, she just pointed me in the right direction. She said when the big storm comes, you can really see a lot of the wreckage, but as right now, the ocean has calmed down a lot over the last few weeks. But this right here, believe it or not, is part of the wreckage. These grates, it's like a metal. It's got little barnacles all over it, but believe it or not, that right there is part of the shipwreck. But she said the sand has totally filled it back in now. If I would have been down here maybe a couple weeks ago, you would be able to see a bigger area right here of this shipwreck. So I know this is not as cool is it sounded before I came on my way, but this right here is that shipwreck, but the sand is just covered up. That's just the luck of the draw sometime, but at least we found it. We found it with a little help from a local. Thank you so much, that very kind woman. That was really appreciate that. I was hoping I didn't come all the way down here for like nothing, but we did find it. It's just that little place right there in that sand. It is metal. It's almost like a grate or something. She said there's like an arm that sticks up out of the sand once all the sand gets washed away during some of these big storms that they have down here. She said a couple weeks ago this big front come through and it washed all the sand away, and she said you could really see it good then. There was like a pretty big area down here that had unearthed the old shrimp boat wreckage, and it was pretty cool. She said most of it is just a rusty mess with little pieces of wood here and there, but all in all, this is it. We found it. The old shrimp boat wreckage here at Sunset Beach. I'm pretty happy. We found something, kinda. I hope you guys enjoyed today's vlog. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I know the payoff ain't as grand as I envisioned it. I apologize for that, but this is how it goes. These things are just moments. And maybe you come back some other time and make it all the way down here and it'll be perfect. It'll be all washed out for us. But this time, this is what we get. This was the shrimp boat. This is where it burned up, and this is what's left. So all in all, I'm done. Thank you so much. If you're new to the channel and you love adventures, going with the beach and going to theme parks, and we even go to the mountains sometime. Uploads on Fridays and Mondays, and sometime on Wednesdays when I have enough extra time on my hands where I can make an extra vlog. Definitely think about hitting that subscribe button. And for you guys watching the channel, always remember the best way to help me out is give me that big thumbs up. That helps me out so much. I really do appreciate it. Put any comments in the comment section down below if you've ever seen this thing and more of it than what I just seen. That's hilarious. But all in all, had a great day. Thank you so much. Love you guys. I will see you in my next adventure. Everyone, please stay safe out there. And really, please stay safe. I can get it out. Please stay safe. I think it's all this salt water. I am getting kind of thirsty. I'm gonna get still some water on my wife. She's got the water. So I'll see y'all next time. Hitchhiking Yeti out. And I mean really out, because I have wiped the walk ahead of me. As we just zoom in down the beach from right here. Look how far that is. Oh my goodness. That is quite the hike. Quite the hike.